Many people has asked me during the years, how do you do this? So here is finally the instruction video for you in a period of time where we are isolated at home, maybe because of virus or whatever, but you have a lot of time extra, then you can actually practice to play on the wrong side of the flute. Some basics before that. Anything basically with a hole and a body of air under it is a flute. It's possible to make a fluty sound. The most obvious one is the bottle that most of us have tried. But there are many more things, you know, like my little pen here, the cover for it. Whatever way you want to use it, it's a little flute. Even a glass, wine glass, that's really hard to blow on this edge like this. But then side blow it like I did on my head joint. Well, sorry, foot joint. Oh, it's confusing this. Like you side blow, you cover most of the open area here and then just leave a little edge for you to blow on. So that's the technique. The only thing you need here is a hole, and we have one, also in the back end of the flute. Let me go into a little more detail on how to perform this old party trick that I learned from my good friend Jan Bengtsson when we studied in Göteborg. So, some basics on how to play on the wrong side of the flute. Important thing to start thinking of, have first in mind is to cover a lot of this hole here. Cover a lot, like I did on the wine glass. It's really hard to blow just on the side, so cover a lot of it. Some people might get a good sound out of it just by blowing like this. For me, it's not a good sound at all. So I side blow it like I did on the wine glass, like this. So cover a lot of the hole. And a little bit of pressure on here. And then you have to try it a bunch of times before you get a good sound. Next thing to have in mind here is to have a bunch of keys down. It's really hard to make a good sound out of it if you have no keys down. So B foot joint for me, I have at least those 3 down. And then you just add wherever you can get a finger on. You of course need to cover the open hole here. And it has to be put on in order. You know, you can't just jump to another key down here and leave one open, then it's not gonna work. So in order here. The scale you get is of course very different from when you blow it in the correct side. All the meticulous work that Miyazawa has made to tune the flute blown in this end, of course, doesn't, you know, there's no trace of it when you blow it in the wrong end. So this scale is kind of unique. If you have a C foot joint, you will have a complete different scale here, which I can't teach. I'll leave that to someone else. But it is possible then to tune in and play some melodies. Now, can you use this in concerts? Of course you can. It could be a really good showstopper. Kevin Fitzgerald at the Newport Music Festival some many years ago. What I did was, of course, I played Carnival of Venice, as you heard. And in the only key that I figured out that it was possible to play here. And that's of course not the Bricialdi key. That's, so I had to use the cadenza to get to the new key. Then of course the pianist could just make that accompaniment in the right key. There's one more feature of doing this. And that is something that maybe shouldn't be practiced in times of bad virus going around. But when you're healthy and you're out there and you're not afraid of being close to anyone, please try to play your melody on the foot joint and ask a friend to make accompaniment on the head joint side of the flute. Of course, then you have to make sure that you don't interfere, that he makes the accompaniment or she makes the accompaniment somewhere on the flute in this range with the fingering, and you are down here, you know, and then it's possible. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to play it with my good friend Anders Norell, and it's from a concert in Taipei some many years ago, an encore that we will never forget. You know, it was hilarious to play. So thank you for watching, and good luck in trying to get a decent sound out of your foot joint.